until my well runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby.
What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Baddies West Season 3 Episode 7 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously, meaning my jokes. So if that works for you, then let's get into this review. So it picks up where we left off last week with Stunna Girl and Biggie getting into an altercation. And, you know, Biggie had popped her in the face real quick. Stunna fell back onto the bench. She got up, security broke it up, and she immediately started tying up her hair and kicking off of her shoes. And once she gets herself together, she squares up with Biggie. Now, Stunna Girl got her dukes up like a true West Coast gangster. I was low-key afraid of her. And then Biggie got her hands up like the lion in the Wizard of Oz, like, put him up, put him up, put him up. I'm like, girl, what? Who put up they dukes like that? That ain't even how a boxer put up they dukes. It's like, what, girl? They end up banging again. And this time, you know, Stunna is trying to throw hands, but Biggie ends up putting her in a headlock, child. She don't really know how to fight. She got that one hit off, but she one of them men that love to wrestle and put you in a headlock instead of like straight up going heads up. So security separates them once more. Biggie popping her lips, talking about some, you don't know how to fight. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I don't fight little bees like you. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. You was all in the club with your shoes off, with your little pretty little pee out. You're just nasty. Like you lay on your back for money. I work for mines. I work for mines. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. You're disgusting. I used to take care of little bees like you. And then they scrub again, child. And once again, Biggie trying to act like she on WWE, child, and they are going for the Women's World Championship belt and trying to put this girl in a headlock, trying to DDT her. Stunna trying to get hers off, but, you know, security is in between them. They holding on, and it's just a mess. So they get separated once again, but this time Stunna snatches Biggie's chain. And Biggie was like, you a hater. You a hater. You been looking at my chain since you got here. You been looking at it since you got here. I hustle for that. You get F. You get F for yours. You lay on your back for yours, but I work hard for mine. I work hard for it. And you can low-key tell she wanted to cry because she wanted her chain back and she really had worked hard for that chain and saved up her money for it. And she had the right to be upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you snatching my chain, we fighting or whatever. Like, that's whack. So Natalie comes outside trying to defuse the situation, but really ain't doing much of nothing. Stunna Girl end up throwing the girl chain in a tree and meanwhile calling her ugly, saying her box stinks, saying she stink, calling her fat, and saying that she been wearing the same wig since the auditions. Like, she just going in on Biggie. So Biggie all like, you know, Tommy even said I shouldn't even waste my time on you. She said I shouldn't even try to, you know, go heads up with you. Like it was nothing, just to leave it alone. Just to leave it alone. And at this point, Stunna now thinking that Tommy, you know, souped her head up to, you know, try to, you know, have an altercation with her. But that wasn't even really the case, in my opinion. I think that Biggie wanted to get that off since they had the argument in the Sprinter van when they all first linked up. At this point, Stunna Girl is back inside the house. She's in the bathroom and she's showing Kat her war wounds, child. So she got a scratch in her nose and, you know, her shirt had got ripped or whatever. And they're talking and Kat was like, you know, I didn't even like the energy when we walked up. The energy wasn't right. It was given, you were in your feels. And I'm like, well, if you knew that, then you should have just been like, you know what, this isn't even the right time to speak. Now, it's obvious that production was the one that put them together to talk and that they used Kat as a catalyst, you know, for the conversation. So even with that being said, if you thought that and you felt that way, then I would have just been like, you know, forget the scene. I heard what y'all trying to say, but she not even in a place where she's even receptive to try to squash this. She made it perfectly clear when y'all walked up that she wasn't feeling it. Like, so I don't understand where the surprise is and where the shock is all of a sudden. So Kat was like, you feel like she was looking for a moment, and Stunna Girl was like, yeah. And I was like, y'all both knew that. Like, once again, when y'all walked up, y'all saw she wasn't beat for y'all. So I'm confused. So Biggie in the kitchen with Natalie, Tommy, Rolly, and Sky. Sky didn't even know that they had a whole altercation, child. Like, she just in La La Land. So Biggie ends up telling Natalie that Stunna been on some slick stuff. She said that she was doing stuff like making faces and hand gestures or whatever when they was in the club. So Natalie was like, oh, I didn't know that. She was like, I'm gonna talk to her about that. I feel like, you know, Kat is caught in the crossfire, like she caught in the middle and she don't really want to be there. Now, when she was having a conversation with Biggie and them, she made it seem like she was really gonna reprimand Stunna for keeping stuff going. You know what I'm saying? But then when she actually sat down and talked to Stunna Girl, it was a whole different vibe from Natalie. Y'all like, you know, we gotta be done with it. I don't understand why they don't like you. And she was like, maybe it's because you pretty, and, you know, gassing up the situation. And Natalie told me something, you know, we don't need to be getting into it in the club. Let them talk and you say your rebuttals, then we can move on. Just don't keep going. Like, she ain't check her at all about allegedly, you know, doing a bunch of slick stuff on the low. Like, Natalie be capping, you know, like, like she be acting like she the EP and like she the boss. But really all she does is keep stuff going. And low key, she be scared of certain girls on this show. And I don't think she want to know smoke with Stunna Girl. For real, for real, for real. Tommy and Biggie then get together and head to the mall to pick up some fun stuff for the girls, because Tommy's going to ride in the Sprinter van with them to where was they going? They were going somewhere in Arizona, child. So Tommy wanted to do something really fun with the girls, get them some pajamas and some fun stuff to do on the bus. And I think that that was a genius idea. I wish that was something that Natalie would have actually thought of for the girls, because it was really a cool idea. Tommy and Biggie ends up surprising Rolly, who else? Kat and Sky with pajamas and fur coats and face mask and lip mask and everything for their ride to the next place. And the girls were super appreciative. Everybody was excited about it. So they change into their pajamas and Tommy gives them a dare of, let's go into a store and steal. And whoever get the most expensive stuff wins. Now, mind you, Kat was with them as well. My bad. Kat had already gone into the store because she was too old. And she was like, I'm not doing that. I ain't going to jail for y'all. But the rest of the girls end up going into look like a Walgreens or a CVS or a Dwayne Wade Reed or whatever. And they end up going in the store in their little black silk pajamas, black fur coats, and with the sheet mask on their face. And it was the funniest, cutest thing ever because it reminded me of the movie Sugar and Spice. If you've never seen the movie Sugar and Spice, it is a must. It's about these cheerleaders that decide to become bank robbers because one of the girls is pregnant and her family ends up disowning her. It's a funny movie. It's a classic. So they end up going into the store and end up taking stuff or whatever. They get back scratchers and vitamins, and Tommy got the most expensive thing, which was a bottle of liquor, child, because you know she been doing this ever since the 90s. But it was a really cute, fun time. And like, I wish we could see more of stuff like this on the show. You know, dares and pajama parties and maybe dinner parties. You know what I'm saying? Girls getting massages, going to get their nails done, doing fun stuff. You know, it's cool to be baddies and it's cool to have the drama and the fighting. But I like what Tommy added to the show tonight. Everybody had a good time. Everybody was having fun. It was really nice that she got the girls little gifts and stuff like that. Even though it was from Forever 21, it was still a nice thing to do. Natalie don't never do stuff like that for the girls, child. You know, how about we do stuff like that? Let them have a house party, you know, like do stuff like that. I want to see more of that moving forward. Natalie ended up taking on the private jet with her, Razor, Low, and Stunna Girl. They all went with her on the private jet. They, you know, of course, been drinking and stuff like that. Lemuel was on there too, the CEO of Zeus or whatever. But, you know, they've been drinking and stuff like that. And they're all sitting down talking and having a conversation. Mind you, Krishan is still missing in action, child. She's somewhere running in behind Blueface trying to keep her life. Oh, Lord. So Stunna Girl was like, I'm sorry. So Razor says to Stunna Girl, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Are you going to be able to get over it? Meaning her issues with Biggie. And Stunna Girl was like, I'm not getting over nothing. If a person switch up on me on camera, they getting socked in their mouth, period, point blank. And Razor in her confession was like, she don't like constructive criticism. And she doesn't. She one of them little girls, you can't tell her nothing. So you just got to let her be and got to let her learn the hard way. So Stunna Girl in her confession was like, she can't even handle her liquor. And she the wrong person to be trying to give me any type of advice when she do the same stuff. And I agree. Like, Razor, you just as worse. You know, you're not any better than Stunna Girl. Like, yes, she's had more altercations than you. But girl, y'all still in the same boat, riding down the same river together, the river of denial. So Razor says to Stunna Girl, how do you view yourself off camera? Like, do you view yourself as a boss? And Stunna Girl was like, yeah, I'm a boss. And I'm like, what are y'all the boss of? I know they've said Razor got several businesses, but the rest of you, what are y'all the boss of? Yourself? Because I'm not understanding what y'all the boss of, child. Do y'all got any businesses? Like, what's going on? What is going on? So Razor was like, so why you carrying yourself like a little girl? And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Like, it's already obvious that Razor been drinking. We know when Razor started drinking, she don't know how to conduct herself. She let her emotions get the best of her. And I'm like, you already know Stunna a wild card. You can't be, I don't even care if she wasn't a wild card. You calling this girl a little girl, you know, and that's rude at the end of the day. You don't talk to nobody like that. So Stunna was like, just like when y'all got into it, I can say that was some little girl stuff. So Stunna ended up getting on her phone, ignoring Razor at this point. And Natalie was like, no, get off your phone. You know, we having a conversation. Natalie knew exactly what she was doing, child. So Razor was like, I understand what you're going through, but it's embarrassing. And I'm like, oh, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? Girl, you're equally just as embarrassing. Like, love. Wait till you see yourself back on this show. So Stunna was like, y'all know what y'all signed up for. We not going to act like we don't know what type of show we on. And I was like, well, speak a word. Okay. So Natalie was like, we got to move on. And Ray's like, you keep saying move on, but we stuck. So the plane lands, child. Next thing we know, Stunna and Razor all up in each other's face, going back and forth. Razor yelling in the girl's face. Then after that, next thing we know, they done got into an altercation. Stunna done ripped the girl wig off. We see her cornrows going straight to the back. Natalie yelling, we got to get off the plane. I know them people's like, these ghetto monkeys. And here go Lo in her confessional telling some now. We have reached a new level of ratchet. Like, I ain't never seen nobody so banging on a PJ. And so Razor was like, I'm not going nowhere without my wig. I was talking to you. Like, this girl don't ever need to drink ever in her life. Next thing we know, they get the banging again, child. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, Razor is her worst enemy, her own worst enemy. She cannot handle her liquor at all. She's one of those people that gets super emotional in her feelings when she starts to drink and just goes off the deep end. She is a sloppy drunk. And this is really not the environment for her. Like, she got some issues that she needs to really deal with. And if she has businesses, this is most definitely not a good look for her. Because she looks like a loose cannon. Like really, like, and she's sitting up here trying to give Stunna advice when, girl, you need to be listening to your own self, like really, truly. So, whew, child, tonight's episode of Baddies, overall, I'll give it a B+. I really like the Tommy section with the girls doing the dare. That was my favorite part of this episode, to be honest with you. I would love to see more of that, like I said, on this show. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.